Do you have coyotes in the neighborhood?
We got chased by a coyote.
This is Kobe, and there is Chicky over here. What's your most favorite part about the apartment? And least favorite part about the apartment? You're looking at it right now, but we're not gonna. They did not allow me to show. Would you mind saying the price of the apartment? For this amount of money, no fool. Hi everyone, welcome to Los Angeles. My name is Dina Mild, and today we're gonna do a tour of a typical American apartment. This is part 2. I already did a tour of a typical American house, which, by the way, not everyone liked. Some of you said, "Oh well, this is not typical, Dina." Let's see what you're gonna say this time. And I'm sure hate is gonna hate, but whatever, right? We're in Los Feliz, so it's going to be a typical LA apartment. I love it so much, and I like people who live there. It's a couple, Brad and Pavel, and by the way, they don't live alone. They live with wonderful dogs, so we're gonna meet them too. Hello! Hello. So this is Brad, this is Pavel. And they're a couple, but they don't live alone. As I told you, we have wonderful dogs over here. This is Kobe, and there is Chicky over here. We're excited to see this apartment. First of all, maybe you guys would like to talk about yourself a little bit.
Sure. I'm a creative director at a tech firm, and I've been in LA for about 5 years.
Oh, hold on. Where did you live before?
I live in Brooklyn, New York.
So you're a New Yorker?
Yeah. Well, and then before that, I lived in San Francisco.
What about you, Pavel?
I work in strategy in an advertising agency, and I've been in LA for about 12 years. And before living in LA, I was living in Miami.
Oh, Miami! This is like a very nice vacation place.
yeah. Nice weather too.
Nice weather too. So, I already told my audience that this is a typical LA apartment. Would you say so or no? Or would you disagree?
I would say it's kind of typical. A lot of LA apartments are like built in the 60s. There's a lot of there's a lot of 30s apartments, 40s apartments, 50s and 60s. And this is a
What is it? Yeah,
this is a 60s apartment that was redone recently. So it's kind of typical.
Okay, well, let's take a look. Let's do a tour. Why are we talking too much? Yeah, this is a living room, obviously.
Yeah, it's not going to take long to do the tour. This is the living room. Our giant TV, which is standard for an American living room. Comfortable sofa. And then this is the kitchen with like this, like what's really popular now is these bar areas because Americans like to have people over, and then when you're cooking and entertaining, it all happens at the same time.
Yeah, so, I can admit I've eaten a lot of food from this from this table. So this is where you cook. This is sometimes where you serve.
Yeah, so if we have people over, we'll probably put like a bunch of food out here. Pavel likes to cook, so he'll probably be cooking at the same time. The guests will stand here, and everyone's kind of talking. So everything's centered around like food preparation.
You prefer to have a dinner at the
then
table.
when we eat, we'll eat here. But we only eat here when guests are here.
Yeah.
Usually we eat like in front of the TV.
And also, I just want to some of my international audience members, you usually do not have anything. You don't have like a couch, a table. You have to bring all the furniture with you.
Yeah,
right?
When you get the apartment, it's completely empty.
Yes.
So when you move in.
So what did you have when you moved in?
Well, I had that wall unit that's over there with the TV on it.
Oh, the wall unit? Okay.
Yeah. Pavel brought the sofa and the coffee table.
And the rug.
And the rug. When I moved in, I had no table and chairs, so this was empty for a while, and then I ordered a table and chairs.
Yeah, but usually you always have like a kitchen.
Yeah, the cabinetry and the appliances will come.
Yeah.
Microwave, range, refrigerator, dishwasher.
You actually kind of skipped the living room, but let's talk a little bit about more about living room. So. This is art, by the way. What is it called again?
Oh, an abacus.
It's an abacus. So this is actually how you make the counting, how you count, right?
Yeah.
It's
in Russian. It's called shoty. So this is such a cool thing. But do you think it's? Where did you get it?
So I got that in Korea when I taught English in Korea in the 90s, and I bought this at an antique shop, and they described it to me as I think it would be oriented horizontally, and it was used in the classroom to teach the kids in the class how to use it. So that's why it's so big. I think they're normally small.
You have also a lot of books. Is it let's be honest, it's for just decoration, or you do book?
Well, a lot of these are art books, so you can flip through them and look at the pictures, and you don't really have to read them. I think I read this one.
Everything now.
Yeah, this is a book about Los Angeles. It's actually a really good book that describes like what it's like to live in Los Angeles.
So in just 2 words, what is it like to live in Los Angeles?
That guy describes Los Angeles as a city-state. Like it's more than a city, but it's not really a country, but it's its own thing in America. It's like unique and not like any other city.
Let's talk about the neighborhood a little bit. So do you have coyotes in the neighborhood or
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
You see them at night walking in the street just right here outside. And sometimes they follow you.
Yeah,
when
when
you
we
are
walk-
with your dogs.
Yeah. When I was walking Kobe once, they usually run in packs of 3.
In packs of 3.
Yeah, so it's like 3 coyotes will be running around, and we got chased by a coyote, and it like chased us to the apartment.
But no, like it's not that they attack people or anything.
No, they would totally gobble up this little fella.
Oh, Tiki, no.
And for the record, we live very close to like major, avenues in LA. So it's not that we're like in a suburb or anything. We're in the center of LA.
Yeah, but overall, would you describe your neighborhood as like? We're not talking about coyotes right now, but would you say your neighborhood is like friendly? Is it like safe in general?
Yeah, I would say Los Feliz is like kind of it's like an established neighborhood. It's been around for a long time, and people have been always living in it.
Yeah. Something that is unusual about you, I would say, a lot of things are unusual about you, but something that is unusual is that we are barefoot. So we have socks. We took off our shoes. So you guys take off your shoes when you enter the apartment, because I know that Americans not always do that, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, I think more and more Americans do that, but yeah, we do.
More and more Americans like
are taking
here
off
in
their
California,
shoes.
or like, are we talking about
maybe
central part?
maybe more in California.
Yeah.
And I don't really know about. I don't really know.
Because some of my friends, again, if you talk about New York and New Jersey,
Yeah.
for instance, I remember some of my friends just like sleep in shoes, even if it's like covered with carpet.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems a little cleaner to take off
Cleaner.
your shoes. Yeah. So I don't know. That's what we do. We don't always, but we.
You're not strict.
Yeah, we're not too strict. Yeah.
Well, one thing I also want to talk about in this area of your apartment, in this part, is your art. And as I know, Brett is actually an artist, and he also makes art. So all the art that you can see here and here, these are made by Brett.
I have an art studio in Chinatown, a little adjacent to Chinatown. Yeah, these are acrylic paintings, kind of abstract. I'm a graphic designer, so I think my paintings look kind of like a painter, a graphic designer doing a painting. Yeah, I like to mix, natural forms and graphic forms. And then this is another painting of mine, also kind of a graphic kind of painting. This one is not mine. This is one that Pavel brought to the house from...
Oh, so this is not yours, okay.
Not one of mine, yeah. But also a really good painting.
Let's now move on and see what else is in this apartment, because there is much more to see. Okay, let's start with the bathrooms.
Yeah, so this apartment has 2 bathrooms. It's 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, which that's a little unique. Usually there'd just be one bathroom but I think they made it for roommates. So like 2 friends could live here, each friend would have their own bathroom.
Is it too
A lot of
many,
young
you
people
think,
live
for
here.
you, for a couple? Is it too many?
No, we end up using it.
I think it's perfect when you have 2 bathrooms. You don't have to
You don't have to wait.
Exactly. So let's take a look at them. Okay, what is interesting about them?
Yeah, okay. So this is the typical bathroom, sink, tub. There's a toilet around the corner. It has automatic lights, so the lights come on automatically.
So here you do your business, okay, and there's the second one.
This is kind of the main bathroom, so sink, and this one has a shower only, not a tub.
This is actually very cool that you have like a bathtub. So you have an office. There is an office.
So this is
already.
the office.
Let's go.
It's technically a bedroom, but we've changed it to an office.
So it's supposed to be like 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom apartment, but this is an office.
Yeah, because both of us work from home, which is now the new normal for post-pandemic life. So yeah, we have one desk, the monitor that we switch back and forth. So like
yeah, how do you both work from home? This is pretty awesome, and also pretty. I think risky when you have a relationship, just to live together, to work together. So how do you deal with it? So you don't work in the same office, or do you?
For sometimes.
Sometimes we do. Like Pavel has a lot of meetings on Zoom, so he'll often kind of use the desk, and I'm doing a lot of Slack messages, so I can kind of go around. So I'll.
And Brett loves to move around. He still starts his morning here, and then he'll go to the dining table, and then he'll go to the living room, and then to the bedroom, and then back here. But also, sometimes I speak too loud when I'm in meetings.
He has a very loud voice.
I have a very loud voice.
So sometimes I have to like escape.
Yeah, that's why we don't have a mic.
I
don't need a mic. And this, as a radio person in the past, like when I saw it, I was pretty excited about it. So this is a radio thing, like a radio station.
It's like a replica of an old radio.
It's a replica, so it doesn't work.
It does work, but I don't have it plugged in. But it works.
It's, well, in theory, I guess.
And then this is like kind of a little altar that Pavel set up to like, I don't know, how would you describe it? People in your life that have passed away, that kind of a way to just have them stay alive. And
Altar?
Yeah, let's go to altar. Yeah, so my grandparents on the right, and a dog who passed a few years ago.
I know that there's a holiday, Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah.
It's around Halloween.
Yeah,
I actually made a short video about it.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And I know that there are altars.
Yeah.
the master bedroom.
The master bedroom.
So this is the master bedroom. This is pretty typical of like an American bedroom. Probably have a lot of bedrooms.
Like all American bedrooms is mostly just like a bed and that's it, like in a closet, right?
Yeah, basically. There's a dresser here that's for clothes too. But yeah, pretty typical.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is yours as well.
Yeah,
Is it?
it's an older painting of the ocean.
What does it represent? Ocean?
Yeah, it's the ocean, breaking waves. And then also on either side of the bed, there's like there's two dog beds.
So this is the I assume
This
Kobe's
is Kobe.
bed, and this is Chiqui's.
This is
Chiqui.
But Chiqui has two beds and Kobe only
Chiqui
one.
has 3 beds.
Chiqui.
Yeah. Also, she has a bed in the office where
Yeah.
she goes and work every morning, and then she comes here at night, and she knows when she needs to go to bed too.
It's the patio. So as you can see, Kobe also was here.
So yeah, this is the little balcony. This is also probably typical of an LA apartment to have a little outdoor space since the weather is always nice.
So this is very nice. I feel like. Do you guys do anything at the on the patio? Do you like drink your morning coffee or?
It's kind of cold in the mornings, as you probably know.
Yeah, I know.
So we don't. But maybe now that it's the weather's getting nicer, maybe we're gonna be hanging out here more. Who knows?
I think when we moved in, there was like kind of a fantasy that we'd like use the patio a lot, but we just never do.
Well, I think this is the most interesting question for all the viewers, all the subscribers, is how much do you need to earn in order to be able to rent this? I'm not gonna ask directly, how much money do you make? Is it affordable or is it because again, when we say typical, not most people can live here, right?
Well, I would say
With a roommate,
2 people could live here
Could live here.
fairly comfortably.
Fairly
I don't think that you have to be
Super
making-
rich.
Yeah, if you live up the street, you would have to be super rich. But this apartment, I think, is probably affordable for
for 2.
for 2
Yeah.
people.
Would you mind saying the price of the apartment for
Yeah, it's $3,250. $3,250.
$3,250. I can't even pronounce the name, the numbers because I don't have so much money. Okay. So I assume they also have like a pool and they. For this amount of money, no pool?
I wish.
I think it's totally worth it. I think. Or would you say it's too expensive for this kind of apartment? Would you expect more of it?
I mean, for the area, I think it's not uncommon. Probably it's not too expensive for this area. That's what I think what we're paying for this location.
Yeah, you could probably live in a cheaper apartment a cheaper 2-bedroom apartment in LA. You could also live in a much more expensive 2-bedroom apartment in LA if you wanted to.
What do you pay for in LA? When you rent in Los Angeles, do you pay mostly for the neighborhood, or do you pay for amenities?
I would say neighborhood.
Neighborhood?
Like each neighborhood has its own vibe, and I think you find the neighborhood that you really like that fits who you are, and then you pay to live there.
Having places to go walking distance, that's something that we like. And, there's places that are not just kind of quaint restaurants, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, just nice.
Yeah.
So I would say, I would ask 2 last questions. What's your most favorite part about the apartment and least favorite part about the apartment?
I would say that I love the location of this apartment. I think it's in a great location.
Yeah.
Griffith Park is walking distance from here. Vermont and Hillhurst. We're just off Hollywood Boulevard. That's like pretty convenient. That makes it a very nice place to live.
Yeah, I think location too, because we can go east, and there's two really great neighborhoods east, and then we're really close to Hollywood and West Hollywood.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, it's a really good looking.
And the least favorite part? You're looking at it right now, but we're not gonna. They did not allow me to show
I think it
the
doesn't
view
have.
of the balcony.
No, I think it doesn't have that many amenities. You know.
There's no pool.
There's
There's
no
no
pool
pool.
or gym
Terrible.
or anything. You know, that's one of the, you know.
Well, the spoiler is that Pavel and Brett are moving very soon. They're now looking
Potentially.
Potentially
moving.
We're looking, yeah.
We're looking.
Hopefully.
Yeah. They're looking for their own place where everything, I hope, will be perfect. And guys, if we're lucky, we can get a tour of their new house. And it will be
That could be a part 2.
that will be part 2, yes. And will it be
The sequel.
typical?
We hope not.
No.
We want it to be like
It'll
super
be-
special.
It
Yeah.
will be a special American house.
More
Part-
to come though.
More to come.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you. This
for
was
doing
fun.
the wonderful tour. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave your comment. Do you think it's a typical American apartment? Do you know more typical? Write down your thoughts in the comment section. And bye-bye. See you there. Bye-bye. That's it.